Today I'm going to be doing yet another review on the Yoshi Blue Diamond cookware and the Orgreenic frying pan. So for this review I went out and bought 2 new pans. So let me show you how to get them seasoned. I've used a piece of paper towel and I've rubbed a little bit of cooking oil in each of the pans, and now I have them on medium fire or medium heat, and I'm going to allow it to heat up until there's smoke coming off the pan, and then we're going to shut the stove off and pretty much the pans will be seasoned. So this is the first test, and yes, I'm not going to use butter or oil because in my first 2 reviews I did go ahead and put butter and oil because that's the way I would normally use the pan, so I wanted to do it accurately the way I would use the pans. But today I want to try to follow the infomercial. So this is 1 egg each, and it's kind of like an omelet, and both pans are on medium fire, medium heat, and we're going to let it sit there and watch it cook, and then we're going to see if it's easy to flip or if we can blow on it like they do. And again, my first reviews, a lot of people were angry the way I did the reviews, but I wouldn't normally blow on my egg, and I don't want anybody to blow on the eggs they give me. But on this test, we're trying to stay true to form, so we're going to blow on these when they're done. Alright, so it's time to get them flipped. It took about a minute or so. Let's see which one is more difficult. So that's the Orgreenic. My daughter's laughing. She says first time she's seen egg look like a pancake. So which one was easier, Jada? The blue one was actually a little bit more easier to flip the egg. What do you know? Okay, so I'm not sure if I was supposed to blow on it before I flipped it, but let's blow on it now. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. See the blue. So on that first egg test, the Yoshi Blue Diamond passed better than the green one because the green one, the eggs seem kind of rubbery and not appetizing at all. So this time I'm going to do sunny side up egg in both pans, and I'm going to see if I can pick the pans up off the flames and do like that and swirl those eggs around. So let me give it a minute or 2 to cook. It's been about a minute and a half. And I think it should be at the point where we could pick it up and do that. Yeah, that's not moving. Let's see this one. The one that's moving, it's not moving either. So let me see if I can get it up with the spatula. Yeah, so this is giving me a little bit of trouble here. It did come up, but it gave me a little bit of trouble. And let me see. Ooh. Let's try the blue one. Yeah, this is not feeling any better. I pretty much can't do that swirly thing that was shown on TV, and if you can see right there, the pans are kind of burnt. See that, right? That black mark, it's kind of burnt. I definitely don't like the way the egg look. I mean, I don't know why it's looking like a pancake. I guess maybe that's why in my other 2 reviews I actually used a little bit of butter. And truly, even if it was a Teflon pan that said non-stick, I would be using butter because I like the flavor and I like the color of everything when you use butter. So these eggs are not, these are going to have to go to the trash for me. So I would say fail for both the pans on this style of egg, the sunny side up or the eggs over easy. Okay, so I've allowed the pans to cool down, and I'm getting just a wet rag and I'm trying to wipe it out. And these burn spots, see this first burn spot on the green one? There's a certain degree of difficulty. It's not coming out. And then look at the blue one. Has even more burns. And I'm having an issue too with getting that out. I'm either going to have to apply some elbow grease to this, scrape it with my nail or something, or I'm going to have to do SOS or Brillo pads, which you're not supposed to do that. So let me see if I can get these totally cleaned up before we start burning cheese in it, okay? So here we are with the cheese test. In the infomercial they show you that even if you had cheese burn in the pan, it actually won't stick. And I suppose the only time cheese would burn in my pan is if I'm doing an omelet and the cheese is not sitting on the egg, because we don't really make grilled cheese sandwiches in here. So let's get the fire started. And of course I'm going to put both of them on medium. And I'm going to watch it for a few minutes, I guess, for a couple of minutes. And we're going to see it start melting. And I'm going to bring it to the point of burning. And then we're going to see, you know, how easy it is to clean the pan. Just now when we did those eggs and they got to the point, you know, they didn't really even burn, but it looks burned in the pan. It took a lot of scouring with SOS pads. I actually had to use SOS pad because it was not coming off with just the cloth or elbow grease, okay? So let's watch as these cheese do their stuff. This is my observation. It's been almost a minute and the blue one is cooking at a much faster rate even though both flames are on medium, and therefore will burn a little bit quicker. But that's not the test I'm trying to do, right? I'm trying to see when both of them burn, which one's easier to clean up. I don't think they're quite burned yet. They're not smelling burnt, but let's check with our spatula to see which one of these would actually be able to move. So the Orgreenic one is not doing so bad with the cheese. I can't believe it did that, honestly. And let me check the blue one. Let's see. It's having a degree of difficulty to get picked up on the spatula right here, but it is coming. But it had some difficulty. If you notice, none of them are really burnt. It's been going 2 minutes. This one's smoking like crazy back there, but the cheese is not burning. So I would say that I'm pleased with both pans where cheese is concerned, because if it were a Teflon pan, I assure you that'd be black and burnt already and of no use, right? So see, this one's really flaming up, but it's not burning. So I found out two important things here on the cheese. The cheese will not burn in the pans, and it's fairly easy to pick up with the spatula, more so with the Orgreenic than with the blue. So let's move on to another item for testing. Now you can already tell the cleanup from the cheese is going to be fairly easy, because once the pans are cooled down, I'm just going to get a damp cloth. I'm going to wipe out the excess grease that you see there. So I'm kind of pleased with the way it did the cheese. The cheese got really, really hard. Let me show you guys. See, it got really, really crispy, and you could break it like a chip, but it didn't burn and it didn't destroy the pan. So in one of my other two reviews that I already have at the site, I did do hash browns in the pans, but I used a little bit of oil to make the hash browns, because that's how I normally make hash browns. So I wanted to just try it, being that I'm doing this totally oilless test on the pans. I wanted to try hash browns without any butter or oil in both pans and see the results that we get. So here are the hash browns. They've been going for like 4 minutes. This part's, it's not as crunchy. Honestly, it's not as crunchy as it would be if I had had oil or butter in the pan. For this one, actually, for the Orgreenic, feels a little bit soggy. Let me see, let me flip it. So each side went for about 2 minutes. That feels kind of crunchy there. This one feels crunchy, but still not like if I did it with oil. And of course, in the middle part of the hash browns is gonna have like soft potato. It's not gonna be crispy on the outside, which that's the same way it comes when I do it with oil anyways. But look what I've noticed here. In this corner right here, let me move this out of the way. Right there, it's getting kind of burnt. The pan's getting kind of burnt. This one has it a little bit there. And remember, both flames are at the same temperature, okay? They're both on medium. But that one's getting kind of burnt because some of the potato landed there when I flipped it. So the one thing that I did notice with both pans is that this one has this stainless steel handle. And I've been doing test after test after test, and I can still hold it. It's kind of warm, but not burning me. And then of course this one's not going to burn me because it's kind of like this, I don't know what this is, like nylon or some type of stuff for the handle. I was saying that it was wood, but I don't think it's wood. I think it's nylon. And this is the one where when you have this pan on the stove, you can't have the flames too high because the fire will come out right here and kind of burn it. So you have to really watch it. So I'm not sure what I think about the hash browns. I don't think I would want to cook hash browns like this for my breakfast. This is not something that I'm going to be eating. But if we were to guess, we were to say which pan did it crispier, I would say the blue one did it crispier. So Let me try to get the pan cleaned up and see what else food item I can test. So take a look. There's still a little bit of black stuff in this one, but it came out a little bit easier when I scoured with the SOS pad. This one was a little bit more difficult, and see, you could see that black mark right there. It's not coming at all. I tried to rub it with my fingernails, everything I can do. So what I want to do now is get the fire on medium again. And everything that I've done so far, every test, I've had the flames on medium, okay? And normally with refried beans, I would definitely use some oil or butter in any kind of pan, stainless steel or non-stick. So here I'm going to put 1 cup of the beans that I already cooked off to the side, and these are homemade beans. Put 1 cup in there. I'm going to put 1 cup in the green one. I'm going to get my potato masher, and I'm going to start mashing, because that's what I would normally do when I make refried beans. I would actually put like the oil, like I said, and just smash them. So this is about 1.5 minutes later. And like I said, with refried beans, all you do is squish it with the potato squisher, the potato masher. They're both looking really good in both frying pans. So you be the judge. I tried really hard with the spatula and I took the beans out, and both pans have, I think, an equal amount of just wasted beans left behind. If I had put a little bit of butter or grease in any of these pans, I would have salvaged all my beans. And so I can tell you, in the future, I would not use these pans to make refried beans in that manner. I would definitely be putting a little bit of my butter and a little bit of my oil. Just in case you guys are confused, this is not the same Orgreenic pan that I was using just now. This is the pan from 10 months ago, and I just wanted to show you, see? It's got all this oil gunk around the surface area there. And I actually use this pan a lot, and we do fry a lot. We do corn tortillas, fries, and so on in the pan. So that's why there's some oil left in the pan, because we're going to reuse it again. And every time, you know, we're not using it and I try to get it clean, I can't scour. No matter how much I try, I can't get the oil gunk off. But for the most part, this pan is still doing the job that it's supposed to do. Of course, it's not cooking the eggs anymore really well without adding some butter. But then again, like I told you guys, that's how I normally cook. So, you know, I'm not going to condemn this completely. Unfortunately, I can't show you the blue one from 10 months ago because the handle of that caught fire on the stove, because, you know, the handle of the blue one is actually wooden. So that's the update on those 2 pans from 10 months ago. Today's January 2013, and I'm doing the test with 2 new pans, and I'll update you guys again in a few months to show you how those 2 pans are faring off from the everyday cooking that I do, okay? So I hope this was a more accurate assessment of these 2 pans. I'm going to be updating you guys again in about 6 months to see how these 2 pans are faring in our household. And I just wanted to let you know that the company did not pay me to do this. I bought these pans on my own. They cost $20 each at Walmart. And I'm basically only doing this because I like to see other people reviews on certain things to see if they work, to see if it's worth my investment. So I hope this helps you. Thank you so much for watching.